What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and baby, let's get into the drama of it all. So in this video, we're talking about all things Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, I've been meaning to do this video since Tuesday. And and I keep forgetting to do it because I'm just over Real Housewives of Potomac. But it's in my to-do folder. So might as well, So let's get into it. Before we get to the drama, let's talk about positive stuff. So it was announced yesterday by way of Candace, but I saw it by Jay's reality blog, that she will be the host for the annual Grammys on the Hill event or awards. So she's posted this. She says, I'm excited to join the At Recording Academy as a host of their annual #Grammys on the Hill awards. I look forward to joining the team on this special day as we celebrate music and advocacy during music's biggest week on Capitol Hill. So congratulations are in order to Candace. Like, that's how you leave a job, girl. Or quit a job or get fired from a job. Y'all know, you fans go back and forth. But either way, it seems like none of Candace's blessings are being stopped. None of her bags are being stopped, She is pregnant and seems very happy. Again, I hope it's a happy and healthy pregnancy. And then now she has this opportunity. And I know some people were trying to rag on it and be like, well, it's not the true Grammys, but I'm like, it's still an opportunity that is by way of the Recording Academy that hosts the Grammys. So it's giving her a chance to network and, build her social capital in that arena. And I probably, and I'm hoping she gets better opportunities with acting and with singing. But I posted this on Twitter where I was like, I feel like, so my tweet pretty much was, I feel like Karen and Candace are the ones that I feel really utilize this platform from RHOP and from Bravo, because I was like, if I think about it, Karen still has her La Dame line. People still buying them candles. I've heard good reviews about the candles, as well as her fragrance is still, I think, in Bloomingdale's and in Nordstrom's. And that's a big deal. Those are two very well-known department stores. They're mid to high end that everybody, like, it's in almost every state, depending. So it's just kind of like, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay. And then you have Candace, who now is able, she's been in Netflix things. She's been in BET Plus type of stuff. Now she's doing her singing and people are actually going to her events. It's like, okay, like, you're making this platform worth it. Because when I think about the other ladies, the person who failed the most is Ashley. Even the people that aren't on the show anymore, when you think about, Monique and Sharice like that. But it's like, Ashley doesn't have anything to show for being on this. Like, other than that failed kangaroo restaurant. I've heard rumblings where people are like, well, Ashley owns a yoga studio. And I'm like, she never promotes it. We never hear about it. It's not like Crystal, who we found out like a season or 2 seasons ago, that she owns a multi-million-dollar coconut water brand that's like second in the country. That's different, like, that's a different type of, like, keeping it quiet. I've never heard anything about Ashley's yoga studio. Then when you think about Sharice just started her podcast. I think it's called like the Champagne Room. But I feel like Sharice should have had like a champagne line, when it's like, girl, that's what the girls remember you for. So I feel like she should have gotten, like, the way Toya did, with like a brand that does like wine distributing and stuff like that. And then you got the Bird lady. She got Not for Lazy Moms. I've yet to hear about that, since everybody told her that was a bad name. I think she like sells oils, but I don't keep up with that lady. You got Robin and Jazelle. I don't know why Jazelle did makeup, because when I look at Jazelle, I don't see makeup. I know she's always talking about, like, her eyes, like her Abby on Instagram used to be like her green eyes. I think it still is, but I don't go to Giselle's page like that. I was like, why didn't you do lashes? I feel like lashes would have ate for Jazelle, mainly because I'm like, girl, you could have marketed to all the makeup girlies and gave it to them. And them people, that was your base to tap into. Like, you could have had the Instagram girls and the TikTok girls and like all of them and the YouTube girls selling your products like that, girl. And I feel like that would have been more like a better staple for her than, the makeup. because I remember that makeup looked like cremation #9. But and then I think about Robin and Wendy, to me, have the same problem, where it's like they're a jack of all trades and a master of none, where it's like, I don't know you for one specific thing, and it's not like a bad thing, but it's like you need something that's gonna hit. Like I remember Robin was doing the flipping of the houses. She was doing that trucking company. Then she did the bedazzled hats. And then now she's doing this med spa. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with having multiple streams of income. But I'm like, it doesn't seem like any of these have been really fruitful for her. We don't know yet about the med spa, but I heard a lot of positive things about those bedazzled hats, and I'm like, why didn't you stick with that? You could have started bedazzling pants and t-shirts and all that stuff. Like, girl, that's a style that's coming back. You know, I've been seeing a lot of people do bedazzled Crocs. My cousin now has a business doing the same thing, and a lot of people love her shoes and stuff. So I'm like, girl, that was something you could have tapped into. And then when I think of Wendy has all these other accolades when it comes to, like, you know, she's a professor, she's a political commentator, but like when it comes to her being an entrepreneur, she hasn't found what works for her yet, because you have her doing her candles, and you know, people were like, do you still do that? And then on the reunion she was like, yes. But then you had her doing the book, and we didn't see a lot about the book, like her still pushing the book. And then now she's doing her YouTube, and it's just like, you just need to find one thing and hit it hard and then branch out. But that's just how my mind works. So y'all, let's get into the drama and why we really are here. So TV Deets posted this article, I think on April the 22nd or the 23rd. And, you know, it set the RHOP fandom streets ablaze. And they were pretty much giving an update about what is to expect for season 9. But the way I saw this is from Jay's reality blog. But I'm going to read the article for you guys. So this is how it goes. It says RHOP season 9 cast finalized. Filming begins at the end of this month. So I guess they're going to start filming in May. So it says RHOP begins filming for season 9 at the end of this month with Ashley Darby, Jazelle Bryant, Mia Thornton, Karen Huger, and Wendy Osefu returning as full-time housewives. Sources tell TV Deets exclusively. Bravo's Real Housewives of Potomac may have just wrapped airing season 8 reunion back on April 14th, but the network isn't planning on leaving those champagne flutes empty for too long, as filming on season 9 is set to begin starting next week. As previously reported on TVDeets.com, things will look a little different when Potomac eventually returns for season 9. In addition to the original cast members, Robin Dixon exiting the series, Candace Dillard-Bassett has also confirmed she will not be back, while reports have also suggested last year's newbie, NECA IM, is out. While NECA has yet to announce her exit herself, sources confirmed with TV Deets that she was not asked back for RHOP season 9 and will not be a part of the cast. Kiana Stewart, who was introduced as a friend of Wendy's during season 8, is also not expected to return for season 9. With Robin, Candace, and NECA out, that leaves the existing housewives, Ashley Darby, Jazelle Bryant, Mia Thornton, and Karen Huger, and Wendy Osefu holding down the fort. With just 5 housewives returning, sources can exclusively confirm with TV Deets that production is interested in adding new women to the new show for season 9, with a few new faces already film testing scenes with our existing champagne flutes. More on that tea later, though. TV Deets is the source for the file for all things Potomac. In addition to being the first to reveal NECA's casting, I was also first to expose the destination of the cast trip, first to introduce you to Kiana, first to reveal the friends of the show were brawling. So be sure to keep a lock on TVDeets.com and my social for all of the latest details of the Real Housewives of Potomac will return with season 9 later this year. So y'all already know the link for this article will be in the description box below. So I don't know how much I believe this, but I'm going to act like it is real and it's been confirmed. So here's my thing. I don't get why they're rushing back so quickly to film. Like, the reunion was filmed in February. We got the 3 parts during the beginning, at the end. I think we got the first part at the end of February or something. I don't know. I just know the reunion stopped in April. Like, the 3rd part was on the 14th, like they said in the article. And it's just kind of like, I don't get why we're rushing back. Like, y'all haven't even had like 2 months to yourselves, really. And on top of that, the only person that really has a storyline is Karen with the DUI situation. And that's not really positive. So it's Karen and her DUI, Mia and that guy. And mind you, y'all, I did not realize how short he was. You know, I'm short. I'm 5'2.5". But I was like, dang, he really is shorter than her. Like, because normally when I see pictures of them standing together, Mia is always behind him. So it's like, you can kind of tell she's taller than him. You kind of can't. Or they're sitting next to each other and they're around the same like height. But he posted like 3 pictures of himself with Mia, giving very much Love and Hip Hop-esque. And he posted it on his Instagram. And he said this: "I've been waiting for this so long. Got my lady back and the #1 show. We on." And then it was like hashtag posted on the corner. I don't know what the corner is. Maybe that's his I don't know, y'all. I don't know what the corner is, to be honest. But I was just kind of like, what? And then I saw people commenting about it where they were like, why is he mentioning the show? And I was like, well, I don't think he's mentioning Potomac. I think he's mentioning his radio show because he is a radio personality. Because it's like, I got my lady back and the #1 show. I think he's bragging on himself. And then he ends it with "we on." So I think he's talking about himself in his radio show. But I don't know. This relationship, Mia and that guy, it feels like it's going to fizzle out after, like, I think Mia's going to use him for like a season, maybe 2 seasons, and then it's going to fizzle out. Because to me, he's not giving, the energy that they're giving is not giving long term. It's giving more so like convenience to me. So I'm just kind of like, I don't know, Mia. So Mia and that guy, and a lot of people actually don't seem really invested in that storyline now. I've been seeing some people make comments about how they feel like me, like I think Mia, Gordon, and Ink are in on everything. And some people are like, I don't like that about this story because they want it to be believable. I don't know. I really don't know. Then they're saying Wendy's back, and I'm like, okay, but what does Wendy really have going on? I don't know if we're going to actually see her working on her YouTube channel or this talk show. I don't really think she's going to take the route of like talking about her burglary, because y'all know that's recently happened to her while her family was in Jamaica. But other than that, Wendy ain't got much of anything going on. And then they're saying Jazelle is back, but what does Jazelle have going on, truthfully? She can't give us the whole, like, I'm sending my kids off to college, because I think Adore, I don't know the other one's name, but the twins, I think they're only like 16 are probably about to be 17. So they might be juniors as of right now, or going into their junior year. They're not going to college yet, you know. And it's like, Jazelle could talk about, like, you know, about to be an empty nester. But the thing about Jazelle is she doesn't like to be vulnerable or really talk about what's going on in her life. She had a great storyline where she could have talked about her father being sick and being like an adult, taking care of your adult parents. But she didn't even want to be open about that. And I know, speaking about a loved one passing, especially when it comes to like your father, somebody that plays a pivotal role in your life, especially if you had a good parent, is hard. But it's like, this is what you signed up for. You signed up to talk about your reality. And Jazelle never wants to talk about her reality. She always waits to the end of the season to do it. She did it with the fibroid situation as well. And it's like, Why are you not giving us real stories? We knew you and Jason weren't really together like that, girl. You might have been getting a little something from him, but like it was easy to tell that there was no chemistry between y'all. It just was cringe. And then they say Ashley is back, but what is Ashley giving us? Ashley's peak seasons was seasons 1 through 3. When she was really messy, and she was giving it to everybody. Like, she had no allegiance to Jazelle or anything, because we talk about, Robin and Jazelle being the green-eyed bandits, but it really is Jazelle and Ashley that be concocting and scheming and plotting on people. And I'm just like, before Ashley got into cahoots with Jazelle, she was entertaining, messy and annoying, but she was entertaining, and people have clocked that her whole divorce from Michael, it doesn't seem real. She had that Freudian slip at the reunion where she pretty much said she's still massaging that man's scaly, wet feet every night and sucking on his juices, trying not to swallow. So I'm like, she ain't giving us anything. So it's just like, what is there to give? Like, why are y'all coming back so quickly? On top of that, we know Robin and Candace aren't back. And then NECA, who I actually feel bad for. I'm not even going to lie. Like I told y'all when I spoke about this during the reunion episodes or the reviews, I'm indifferent towards NECA. Like, NECA doesn't bother me. Like, it's like if she were to stay, I wouldn't care. If she were to leave, I wouldn't care. But what makes me feel bad is that it's clear as day that she played herself, and now she's on this press tour trying to like subvert the narrative that's out there about her or salvage her reputation. Because it's like, I've seen her on Dish Nation with like Jessie Woo and Gary with the T. She did that local interview with somebody in the DC, Maryland area. Then I saw her on the Shade Room, and it's like, why are you doing this now? Because then it makes me think either you got fired, or you don't know you got fired yet, or you got fired and you're just trying to put your name out there so you can still have like buzz around your name and possibly shop yourself to another reality show. But to me, honestly, if NECA would have just came in her season being neutral, not saying the things that she says happen between her and Wendy and her mom aren't true, but I feel as though if she were to come in and would have just been like, you know what, I'm going to taper my feelings about how I feel about Wendy, get to know her on a personal level, and then, get to know all the other ladies. And maybe if Wendy started acting funny towards her, then bring up the shrine, then call Lebe. But you didn't give the audience, NECA, an opportunity to get to know you. You came in hot. Like, we didn't see you, I think, until like I think we saw you either episode 1 or 2, and then it was like around episode like 4 or 3, Shrine Talk and Osu, and it's like, and granted, NECA wasn't the one that pushed the Osu stuff, but you were a part of the Shrine Talk, and it was just like, we don't know you yet. So of course, a lot of people are gonna have the like mindset that like, oh, you came in here to have beef with Wendy, when that might not have been the case with NECA. But it's like the optics don't vibe well in your favor, because it's like you got beef with this Nigerian lady, then you clicking up with the group that a lot of people have ill feelings towards, that feel are like colorists, and it's like you're their token black, the dark skinned black friend, and it's like it just didn't look good for you. And I think NECA is realizing that, and that's why she's doing these press tours. But I don't know if this press run or whatever is going to be fruitful for her, or if it's going to like make it worse. Because the thing is, it's like, I definitely could have saw NECA on Married to Medicine. I think that's where she should have stayed. I know Married to Medicine DC didn't happen, but I was like, girl, then somebody should have found some other like medical show for her to be on. Because even when she was at the reunion, even though she ain't say much or nothing, and that should have been NECA's like, I don't know, her spidey senses going off, realizing not a lot of questions were directed to her. When she spoke, it wasn't like it didn't really give any weight to anything like that. And then when Andy busted out with that whole like PSA about like, we don't have the cultural this and cultural that, she should have known the block was hot for her, that she should have done something to like help herself out. So like I said in the article that I read, they said Kiana was out, but TV Deets just reposted another article today saying that she's in. So I'm gonna read that for you guys, and y'all already know the link for that article will be in the description box below. But it says Kiana Stewart snags a last-minute RHOP season 9 contract exclusive. Kiana has snagged a last-minute RHOP contract. Rock solid sources confirm exclusively with TV Deets. While it was initially thought that the season 8 friend of Wendy Osefo would not be returning, multiple insiders tell me she received a contract in the days following my last Real Housewives of Potomac exclusive. Interesting. As previously reported on TVDeets.com, Ashley Darby, Jazelle Bryant, Mia Thornton, Karen Huger, and Wendy Osefo are all returning as full-time housewives, with filming starting next week. Kiana Stewart, who appeared as a friend of Wendy Osefo during Real Housewives of Potomac season 8, has been asked back for season 9 after all. Robin Dixon has previously confirmed her exit, as has Candace Bassett, with sources previously telling TV Deets that season 8 newbie NECA was not asked back for Real Housewives of Potomac season 9, with Kiana back in the mix, most likely as an official friend of Real Housewives. Like last year, Wendy has at least one friend on her side as she navigates what could be a bumpy start to this season. TV Deets is the source for all things Potomac. In addition to being the first to reveal NECA's casting, it's the same thing all over again. But like I said, if you want to read this for yourself, the link will be in the description box below. So here's my thoughts about this. I think if it is true, I think it's good that Kiana, like Wendy has Kiana. But the thing about it is Kiana got along with pretty much everybody except Ashley and I think NECA. And when she was asked by Andy who she really enjoyed, she said Candace, Karen, Jazelle, and Robin. So she might be a neutral party in the sense of like getting along with everybody, but I wonder how she's going to maneuver keeping still being cool with Wendy, but also possibly being cool with Jazelle. Like, I think she'll be fine with Karen, but I wonder if she gonna have discourse with Ashley, because I feel like Kiana can wrap Ashley up, because the way she said Ashley is the queen of aftermath apologies, and Ashley didn't know what to say. What do you mean, babes? What do you mean, babes? Like, Ashley didn't have a response to that lady. So I would be definitely interested to see them going back and forth. But I think that's a good thing for Wendy, because she really doesn't have anybody on this cast. If you think about it, her and Karen are only friends by alliance sake, and because Karen don't want to be a part of the colorist coalition either. Mia and her are up and down. Wendy and Jazelle don't get along. And then Ashley, I think Wendy got her good eye on Ashley now with the whole Osu situation, that I don't know how this is going to fare for Wendy. I'm wondering who are the 2 or 3 new women that are going to be added, because keeping these 5 ladies is giving me Real Housewives of Miami, where they kept 5. They have 5 housewives, and then there's 3 new friends of the show. So I'm wondering who else will be added, and if those 2 new people that will be added will bring balance to the cast, because I think that's ultimately what this cast is missing. Because it's clear as day that Potomac has a favorite, and that's Jazelle Bryant, which I don't understand why they're putting all their baskets in one person who, to me, peaked at season 4, because I used to really go up for Jazelle. I thought she was funny. I thought she was pretty. She was delusional. She was fun. And then it was like after season 5, and don't get me wrong, I was on Jazelle's side season 5, because I thought what Monique did to Candace was out of pocket. But it's like Jazelle has held on to that season 5 mentality and hasn't thrown it out. And it's like she's not really giving us anything anymore. And I think what's going to happen, I have 2 things that I feel like is going to happen. Either one of the new friends is going to give Jazelle the business the way that Adriana be giving it to Alexia, and Giselle's going to actually have to work for her check. Season 9, like really be in the cast, like really arguing with this person. Or two, I feel like production is going to do what happened to Portia. They're going to release that protection away from Jazelle, and Jazelle's going to actually like flounder on her own, and people really gonna be coming at her, and she's going to lose the praise that she's used to from her fans. Because the fact that she said at the end of the reunion, oh, I can't wait to see the tweets, thinking that all of those tweets were going to be in her favor, and they're not. I think Jazelle was actually like, she'll never show it, but I do think she was surprised. I think she was probably like flabbergasted. I think her flabber was gasted when she saw how mad and pissed off and how mean and nasty people were being towards her after her behavior on season at the reunion. Even though some people went up for her, but I don't think Jazelle doesn't have the balls to me, or the guts to really stand in her villain tree, because she always is running to HR. If you gonna be a villain through and through. No running to HR. Take your licks when the girls come back at you. But she can't handle that. But that's just my thoughts, you guys. So as always, remember to be bravely authentic, and definitely hop down in the comments below and give me your thoughts about what I've shared about Miss Potomac. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.